In this video, we're going to look at unit conversions for time. Please can you work through the resources that have been provided for you by your teacher as I go through the PowerPoint. So the first thing we want to do is just clarify what we mean by units of time and how they all relate to one another. So the first thing is the base unit we use in physics is a second. So we always want to try and convert our units for time into seconds. So we now want to convert some of the other units for time into seconds. So the first thing is how many seconds are there in a minute? Well, we should know that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. How many minutes in 1 hour? Well, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So how many seconds do we have in an hour then? Well, we're going to have to work that out by doing 60 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds. And that should give us the answer of 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So how many hours do we have in a day? Well, there's 24 hours in 1 day. The next question says how many days are there in a year? Well, there's 365 days in most years, but there's 366 in a leap year. So you could have 365 there, or 365 and a quarter. Okay, and then how many milliseconds make up 1 second? So this is going back to some of the other videos we've done in the past. Well, there's 1,000 milliseconds in 1 second. So that's the key learning that we need to know in order to be able to answer questions about how to convert units of time. So you should have been provided with a worksheet that has these questions on. I like to work through them as I do on the PowerPoint. So the first question is calculate the number of seconds in 16 minutes. So to calculate the number of seconds in 16 minutes, we need to know how many seconds there are in a minute. And remember, there's 60 seconds in a minute. So this one's going to equal 16 multiplied by 60. And we could put all these calculations into your calculator to get the answer. Once you put that into your calculator, you should get an answer of 960 seconds. The next question asks us to calculate the number of seconds in 5 hours. So in this case, we're going to have 5 hours multiplied by 60 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds. Once again, we can put the numbers into the calculator, and that should give us an answer of 18,000 seconds. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next questions now. On this question, we're now asked how many seconds there will be in 2 days. So in order to work this one out, we're going to have our 2 days multiplied by 24 hours in each day, multiplied by 60 minutes in each hour, multiplied by 60 seconds in each minute. And again, we can put that numbers into our calculator. Once we put that into a calculator, we get an answer of 172,800 seconds. Okay, question 4 says how many seconds are there in January? Well, for this we need to know how many days there are on January 1st. So there's 31 days in January. We're multiplying that by 24 hours in each day. We're multiplying that by 60 minutes in each hour. And then we're going to multiply that by 60 seconds in each minute. And that will give us an answer, once we put that into our calculator, of 2,678,400 seconds. So now let's look at our final 2 questions. In both of these questions now we're looking at how to convert milliseconds into seconds. So remember there's 1,000 milliseconds in 1 second. So to convert from milliseconds to seconds, we're going to have to divide by 1,000. So for the first question, we've got 5,000 milliseconds, which are, to calculate that, we're going to do 5,000 over 1,000. And that will give us an answer of 5 seconds there. So the first one's 5 seconds. In the next question, for question 6, it asks us to do 2.5 milliseconds. So the same process again. Our answer this time is going to equal 2.5 divided by 1,000, which will give us an answer of 0.0025. Or, if you put that into your calculator, remember from our standard form video, that could be expressed as 2.5 times 10 to the negative 3 seconds. And either one of those values would be okay. So now I have finished going through the worked examples for how to convert between the different units of time. Now what I'd like you to do is complete the worksheet that's been provided for you by your teacher. Thank you very much for today. I look forward to working with you again in the future.